no matter how thick or stubborn the dirt or tea stains on your kettle are. Here's a brilliant trick to remove them effortlessly and automatically even. It's simple and leaves everything sparkling clean. After using a kettle for some time, you may notice stubborn mineral deposits forming inside it, both on the bottom and along the sides. When boiling water, different areas of the kettle reach different temperatures. The bottom, which is exposed to high heat most frequently, tends to accumulate thick, tough deposits first, while the sides may develop thinner and more scattered buildup. What's more, tap water often contains metal ions such as calcium and magnesium, which make the water hard. Over time, exposure to high heat causes these minerals to crystallize and form limescale deposits that spread and thicken. These residues don't just affect the taste of your water, they can also be harmful to your health. I'm sure many people find this frustrating. Even scrubbing with steel wool doesn't seem to remove them. So, this video will show you how to solve this annoying problem. Let's take a look. It may sound magical, but we're only using very simple ingredients: baking soda and white vinegar. Add a little baking soda into the kettle, then pour in some white vinegar. You'll immediately see a strong reaction. That's completely normal. Now, turn on the kettle and bring it to a boil. Here's why this works. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, which is alkaline, while vinegar is acidic. When combined, they react and create fizzing bubbles. These bubbles help lift and loosen limescale from the kettle's surface. The heat from boiling water accelerates this process, helping the buildup detach even faster. Many people think limescale isn't a big deal, just a harmless residue, but few realize how damaging it can be. First, when the kettle heats water, it transfers heat from the heating plate to the water. However, limescale acts as an insulator, slowing down this heat transfer. That means the kettle has to work longer and use more electricity to boil water. Second, even though limescale is tough, some of it inevitably ends up in the water we drink. It contains heavy metal ions, and long-term consumption can negatively affect our health, contributing to kidney stones, gallstones, or even heart problems. It can also alter the taste of water, food, or drinks like tea and coffee. Third, over time, limescale buildup can shorten your kettle's lifespan. After boiling once or twice, most of the residue will loosen and flake off, leaving only a few stubborn spots. You'll notice the boiled water turns cloudy. Imagine drinking that regularly. It's really harmful and hard to imagine how much builds up over time. That's why cleaning your kettle regularly is essential. Also, when you remove the filter, you'll see it has trapped a large layer of scale has been retained here. You look at the kettle wall, the previous scale has disappeared. It's a good habit to clean your kettle every few weeks to prevent heavy buildup. This way, light residue will dissolve easily. If there's still some remaining buildup, don't rush to scrub it with steel wool. Instead, move on to the next step. First, pour in a little clean water and let it soak. Next, prepare a potato. Peel it using a peeler. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Then, put the potato peels into the kettle. Place the kettle on its base and press the boil button. You might not think potato peels can remove dirt, but they actually can. The principle behind using potato peels to descale is quite simple. Potato peels contain enzymes and starch that help soften and loosen limescale buildup. When boiled, the starch in the peels turns into a kind of gel that helps dissolve and carry away accumulated residue, especially calcium and magnesium deposits. When the kettle switches off, let it sit for 10 minutes, then turn it on again to boil the water. Repeat this process 2 to 3 times. After that, let the kettle cool down. Once cooled, pour the water and potato peels into a small basin. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. The kettle will become naturally clean. If you still see some residue at the bottom, Just wipe it gently with a cloth, and it will come off easily. Then, add clean water and boil it once or twice more. Finally, pour out the water. You'll see that the bottom of the kettle is free of residue and shiny. Compared to before, it looks almost new. Potato peels not only remove internal buildup, but also clean the exterior. Dip a paper towel into the potato peel water and use it to wipe the outside of the kettle. Water stains and dust will come off easily, leaving your kettle clean inside and out. With this method, you don't need to scrub the inside or outside with steel wool. Just boil a few times, and your kettle will be spotless. This method is very convenient and quick, but regular cleaning is still necessary. If too much residue builds up inside, the water will take longer to boil, and the kettle will make more noise. Therefore, descaling is very important. Using ordinary steel wool to scrub can be exhausting, so you can try the methods above instead. Next, I'll share some tips on how to use an electric kettle to make it last longer. First, always fill the kettle with water between the minimum and maximum marks. Filling too little water can damage the heating plate, while filling too much may cause overflow and hazards. Second, when the kettle has just finished boiling, the heating plate is still very hot. Do not pour out all the water immediately, as it may damage the plate. Leave a small amount of water and wait for it to cool slightly before emptying it completely. Third, always use the correct voltage to help extend the kettle's lifespan and reduce risks such as explosions, burns, or even fire hazards. Fourth, only use the kettle for boiling water. Do not use it to boil eggs or cook food, as that can cause scaling and damage the appliance. Fifth, always close the lid while boiling water, since the auto shutoff relay might malfunction otherwise and cause overheating or explosion. Sixth, always unplug the kettle after use to ensure safety and prevent power waste. Seventh, clean the kettle regularly to remove limescale from the bottom and sides. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.